Hello and welcome back to the Real Estate Unlimited podcast. My name is Sierra Steinmetz.
Brian Schuby.
Carrie Steele.
Bill Jones.
And we're the Jones Home Team.
And this is episode 62, and Sierra did not make the noises we were hoping she was going to make here, as it is Thanksgiving week, but, I mean, hey, she did a good impression.
And maybe for Christmas.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know what she do for that, but... Today we've got the girls are talking house trends in 2026. You have to give Shuby any advice yet? He should
we're going to be the entire interior design team for him.
He
doesn't know what's
hang
coming.
in there.
You guys do the work too?
Yeah.
I mean, we would.
Give me the checkbook. I'll get the work done.
It'll get done one way or another. Shuby's getting into the median home price, monthly mortgage payments. I had a couple topics. I don't remember what all I was going to hit there, but I was going to hit my boy Chris Smith talking about the 50-year mortgage. That kind of came across my plate here again. So we talked about that last week. I was all down on it. Maybe I don't need to be so hard on it. So I'll walk that back a little bit maybe. I still hate it, but maybe we'll walk it back. But who's kicking us off?
I'll kick it off. I thought it was funny. I saw this. She was a YouTuber, or maybe she's just a TikToker realtor, and she made fun of the 50-year mortgage, and she's like, next we have a 1,000-year mortgage, and she was like, it was like SNL kind of thing. And I wanted to send it to everybody, but it was played out. So all right, so Sierra and I are touching on some home trends for 2026. So your house might not be ready for Thanksgiving this year, but if you're starting to feel stressed about what you can do to get your home ready for next holiday season, because these things take time. Brian knows, we were talking about it before we went on.
So you hear that, Kelly? Takes time. 6 years is plenty of time to paint.
Seriously,
yes.
Because you were talking with Bobby and stuff, and we were talking before it started. The podcast is everything that you think is going to happen smoothly, we're going to get this done in 30 days or we're going to get this done in a week. No, it's
this
double,
weekend,
triple, quadruple. Yes. Mm-hmm. When you
3 trips to Lowe's, couple traces.
It's everybody. Yes, it's everybody. And there's a reason YouTubers that film their daily life. That's why I made that joke that you should do that, because no, I don't care who you are. Even if you're a professional, you're not going to have the right screwdriver. You're not going to have the right tool, or you're not going to have the right time, or something's not going to be dry in time for the next contractor to come in. So you have to be ready for those setbacks, regardless of what project you're doing. But these home trends aren't necessarily all remodeling. Some of them are specific to what's happening right now in real estate, what's selling. Mm-hmm. So the first one is related to home interior design trends. Color drenching.
Love.
You do?
You're going to have to expand. I don't even know what that is. I know what drenching is, but I don't know what.
Color drenching. So this isn't this is
I
mid.
Don't love this example.
This is more of a moody versus color drenching. Color drenching is when you use the same color on the ceiling, the walls, the trim, maybe the floor.
So it's all the same color?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
no accent? No.
I'm talking about that. When I had the
color drenched,
painter guy out this weekend. He said he just did a house that was like that. It was the same color.
All the same color?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
When it's done well,
yes.
It looks so sophisticated.
Yes.
I don't know what about it. Even if it's not a color you would think sophisticated for. I've seen a color drenched pink bathroom, and I'm like, that looks so elevated.
So then the whole thing is pink, just top to bottom.
Mm-hmm. There's Martha Stewart.
The same pink?
You go to marthastewart.com.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
I didn't send you a link, but I really think it's just marthastewart.com.
What are we looking for there?
Type in color drench.
Stewart.
I don't either.
I don't know
just
how you spell it.
Yeah, and then type in typo squatting.
ART.
What is that? I didn't even know that was a thing.
I typed something in wrong here. I'll keep looking.
Just type. Color drench. Type in color drench, because Martha Stewart, one of her websites was the first one to pop up, and there was this really pretty, I think it was olive green maybe. And it was oh my God, that's
images?
perfect. Yes, right there, the second one.
This one?
Yes, that is a properly done color drench.
Yes, and it has accents of other colors, but
yeah,
for the most part,
oh, it is. That's all
the trim, the curtains.
Now we're gonna get all the ads.
But all of it is the same color, and if you do an off-white, then you're just getting apartment vibes, because my kitchen's that way. It's all off-white. The trim, the cabinets, the backsplash, it's all off-white. But that is the sophistication and the class and the elegance that who would go in and think, when I pick out curtains, I'm going to pick them out of the exact same color as the wall,
right,
or the chair is exactly the
they
same
would almost
color
have to
as
match
the wall.
the paint to the curtain,
yeah,
right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way you would go.
Yeah. And the same with how are you going to find and color drenching too, I think. Doesn't have to be a rich person's game, but I think it is, just because if you're finding that unique color, and you have to get on like Wayfair or Amazon and buy furniture that matches that color. You're not just going to go to Ashley Furniture and get like that, like, yeah, exactly. Because it comes in like 5 colors or something.
See, that's just the old man in me. This makes me cry because this is probably an old house with all beautiful woodwork that just got smoked with blue now. So I don't know what you
But who knows? It could have been painted before that.
That's true.
It could have been, or it could have been ruined. There could have been a fire. There could have been something where they're like, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and just paint everything.
We're just going for it.
It was very common in the 70s, early 80s, where they would take one color and color wash everything, or they would do a wallpaper color wash. So they would do like this wild crazy print, and then they would pull the color out of that and paint all the woodwork. You go in some of these older houses and you're like, why did you paint the woodwork? But yeah, that's color drenching
I'm just
here
thinking
too.
about how much longer that would take me to paint if I had to paint all of that.
Unless you had a sprayer and you just said,
just
chuck it in the F-it bucket. I'm going to spray it all one color. I'm just going to tape off the windows and call it a day.
So I was just so when we painted this whole room, I was just way ahead of the time, right?
You were.
It wasn't that I was lazy and didn't want to
didn't get the ceiling.
I didn't want to do trim. I set this trend. I didn't even know what it was called. All right, we'll go with that.
So do you have any current rooms in your house that's color drenched?
No, we thought about it for the one room.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't commit to it because I'd already picked like an olive green, but there's carpet in there. So also that would have been a nightmare trying to paint the ceiling too. But I seriously considered it. I don't know if Wyatt would have been able to see the vision until it was completed either. So he probably would have been like white knuckles, like, okay, yeah, let's do that everywhere. But no, I love the idea. I would love to. Especially if you have
happy
large
wife, happy
rooms.
life.
Right.
Just tell them that, right?
But if you have bigger rooms in your house, I think it's a wonderful use. Like, and maybe not in like your kitchen or somewhere that's going to be super
tight,
busy, but like a dining room or something like that. If you have a formal dining room and it's big enough, and honestly, it doesn't even have to be a huge room, but if you have a big space and you want to make it feel just a step above, I think it's a great, and I love it in bedrooms too.
It's becoming common in nurseries, especially like baby girl nurseries with like that blush pink, rose color,
lavender.
It's just a lot. Like, I'm just looking at these. They are cool, but like I think it depends on how you accent it.
It does.
You have to have like the style to go along with it and how to decorate it.
Like, because if this didn't have like some pop to it, it'd be like, oh man, that's just a lot of pink. That's.
Yeah, but that's also like those darker colors. Those is like that trim.
Watch this one. That was pretty sweet.
The trim.
All right, that's only
really
one.
Dark.
We gotta keep rolling. Okay, we're color drenched. We get it.
You can tell we love color drenched.
I told you we'd be able to talk about it, girl.
Let's
I'm
go.
sorry. Personalized touches. And I wrote in here, think about home interior in grandma's house. If you walk through Hobby Lobby lately or Walmart or any of these big box stores, you're seeing those trends of like the 80s teddy bears and candelabras for your table. And
I have seen a lot of that older looking stuff.
Vintage. Yeah, they're saying that vintage accents are up 15 or 17%, whimsy 15%, and then artisan craftsmanship 21%. And I had this it wasn't my listing, but I had the buy side, and we went into the house, and the lady that lived there was a single lady. She was eclectic. She had all of these cool flea market finds. It was almost like cluttered, but in like a really cool way. And there's no reason this house should have sold for as quick as it did and what it did for. They had multiple offers and everything within the figures, and it wasn't clean. It wasn't special, but it had all of that eclectic taste where you walk in, you feel like this place is so cool. I want to live here. And then you strip everything out and you're like, what did I just buy?
Right. None of that's there anymore. And see, that's the stuff I see now, like from the auctioneer in me, the stuff we'd like throw away for a decade or 20 years. Now suddenly people are going to these antique places and paying big money for it.
Yeah, like
we bought a dining table that was a newer dining table. Like we ordered it in from a store, like modern everything. We ended up getting rid of it and buying from a resale store, like grandma's dining table and like solid wood chairs and everything. And we loved it way more.
And that's the stuff we used to throw in a burn pile for the longest time because nobody would buy it.
Can you imagine, Bill, having your first home and having a table that the chairs didn't match?
Yeah, no.
Wouldn't that be so hillbilly?
Yeah, that would
and
be.
Now you go into a
yeah.
listing.
Yeah.
Actually, just one last week where walked in and like the tables didn't match the chairs. The tables, 2 chairs matched, the other chairs matched, and it's like, this is weird, but as a whole, it was so beautiful and it matched
my first dining room table, I'm pretty sure it had a lawn chair, a bucket upside down. It was.
I mean, the you and Kelly, like when Kelly.
She didn't sit on the bucket. No, she threw the bucket
away. Yeah. So I think Sierra can attest to that. That those kind of like creative, like personal to you accent. So like, you don't build your house for somebody else, build it for what you want. So if you want to hang, you know, a stand-up paddleboard behind your couch because you guys paddleboard, then do it, because
or
that's
hang
you.
nothing on my nice drywall.
Yes, that is
so
hard.
much time
The
into
first
it.
time I'll tell you, the first time you have to go hang a picture, you're like, no, I don't want to I don't want to screw up my perfect wall.
Yeah.
But you'll get over it. All right, that's two. We're moving along.
Sierra, at home escapes.
Okay, yeah. So like book nooks, she sheds, little like spa area, stuff like that, which you can kind of see here. This looks like more of a bedroom setup, but like a book nook or even like a breakfast nook, I think are very cool ways to, again, put your personal touch on a house, because you don't see it a ton anymore. And especially like something like this where they've got all that shelving set up.
I love that.
Because that was probably just a junk little cove, you know, but nothing was there. That's
probably
useful
not a lot
space
you could have
now.
done with it. Yeah, and now they're utilizing that space to its fullest extent, especially in like an A-frame style. I think it just gives a lot of like personality to a place. It's way more intentional with the use of the space. You're not just having dead space like Bill said.
Yeah, my kids would never leave here.
What if
They got
it's
the
like
little
an
desk.
attic?
They got-
Like
yeah.
if you had a little spot over your garage that was
Right.
like unfinished attic space that you could make, maybe it's only like 4 or 5 feet tall, but for the kids, that would be a really cool place for them to tuck away.
And imagine like on a rainy day, on a snow day, like your kids are at home, but you got this set up for them and
I can imagine
they're out of your hair.
reading a book. Oh wait, they're staring at their phone. No.
Well, and that's the big trend, is like an escape, so a place to unplug.
Especially if you're like a work from home person, you can kind of see their desk here. But if this is a separated space from where you're working, yes.
With a little chandelier. That's cute.
Like it's so cute. There's just little things that, I mean, I'm sure this wasn't just a little tiny project if it was just an empty space.
No,
but
if you're Kelly, that should take a weekend. But then in reality, just like we were talking earlier, that's going to take 3 months for me to actually get done.
Right.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I think it's an awesome use of space. I definitely think we're moving towards a trend of people wanting to find their own comfort, even if they're in their home, because we've talked about it a million times, the work from home, the hybrid work is growing and growing, even post-COVID, that we'll see a lot more of these types of spaces being incorporated into homes.
Which is cool. What I feel is a good improvement, too, with the space. You're making more usable space. So instead of it just being a little alcove that's a plant sitting there, now you have a nice
or it's all
feature.
your junk storage.
Yeah,
It's,
all my totes piled up in front of the window or whatever.
Well, yeah, why not unpack those totes and turn it into something like that?
Yeah, something cool.
Oh, at-home sports.
Yeah.
So that's becoming, like we made a joke before we went on that, golf simulators, pickleball courts, and batting cages. Those three, of the three, batting cages are the most sought after.
Over the golf
simulator.
That surprises me. I wonder how hard that is, because I want to do my basement, and I literally would do that. I don't know how much that is or how hard that is.
Couldn't you get one of those new like Costco or Sam's Club TVs that are like 100 inches? And just
I don't think you're hitting at the TV though.
Yeah, it's just like
no, I'm
it's
asking,
like
is there a way to get, not that they have like a Connect or something, but is there a way to like make, am I creating something online right now?
I don't know. What are you
like
creating?
A plug and play for us poor folk that we can just like modify a simulator at home? Because they have Kinect, they have Xbox, they have those.
Oh, sure.
Wii Sports.
But the actual golf simulators where you're actually using your own clubs and slamming a ball 200 miles an hour into something. That's a little different.
Which my aunt and uncle actually have one in their garage, and it's literally just a projector screen that they have that pulls down. And then I have no idea what goes into the setup of it, but there's like this little green area, like how you would see it like Coastal Swing or something. Yeah. And like just literally in the garage. They just
and they actually hit there? Okay. I'm going to look into that. I like that a lot. I feel like, well, again, to me, golf doesn't seem to go away. That's not like it's a trend. Right. It's not a,
if you're a true golfer,
pickleball, I would be worried about. Like, because if you put $100,000 into a pickleball court, is that going to be a thing in 5 years? Yeah.
Well, and that's a thing too that's going to be climate controlled. Like a golf simulator, you can do year round, especially if you live in Ohio or somewhere where you have a cold winter.
Sure.
You can't really utilize that pickleball court unless it's an indoor court, which is also a whole nother. Like, if you have the space for an indoor pickleball court, fantastic. But if not, then that's a space that you're only going to use part time.
I'm thinking of that house in Bellevue that we toured that had the swimming pool.
With the indoor pool.
You could have easily made that.
That would have been
a basketball indoor golf
Those
simulator.
People had just
pickleball.
Stupid money though too. I mean,
there was money. Wouldn't that be fun? Well, we did turn our upstairs into a game room once, and so each one of because we have like the upstairs duplex, and at one point we had like in this room we've got not shuffleboard, but foosball. And then we had a pool thing, and then we had in the other room we had like Super Mario and all that. But then we found like all the kids were using it initially, and they were like, "This is so amazing!" And then
it just collects
3 months goes by, the utility bill goes up, nobody's up there. Yeah. Then I go upstairs, I turn the heat down, nobody's up there. I'm like warning the kids. I'm like, "Listen, guys, if you don't go up there, start using that right now.
I'm getting rid of it.
We're taking the game room away."
I'm full of empty threads too, Carrie.
Oh no, we did. We rented it out. That's how we got our first tenant. Because I was like, "You're done."
All right, we need a buzzer. Next, number 5.
No. Siri, you've done these.
Oh yeah, renewable and efficient energy. Which I did a whole topic on once about more of when you're actually building your house, kind of the different materials and types of items you can use to make it more sustainable from the jump. Not even necessarily when you're doing a new build, but a lot of times it's easier if you start out that way. But like whole home batteries and generators, stuff like that. We see a decent number of generators around here. Not a ton. It's not super common, but but there's a good number of houses that have like backup generators, all that kind of stuff. And
they're so darn expensive.
Yeah,
it's like everything. We've been wanting to put one in for years, but you guys are kind of like thinking that, aren't you?
Maybe eventually. We had them put the Generac box in so it's ready.
Like put the switch in or whatever.
We're not going to put the actual generator in.
Yeah, it's definitely an investment, but I mean, I feel like more than I would think that there would be. We see a good number of them, but I think that's also in a lot of homes where people have been there for years and years, and it makes more sense. They've got equity in their home and whatnot. But just raising your sustainability and efficiency is going to be a huge thing, especially whether it's a new build or it's a house that you're just renovating. Life is expensive, and if you can cut costs, and especially if you're a person that cares about green energy and stuff like that, there's so many options when it comes to what that looks like. And we've got a growing tech world at the same time, electric charging cars, all that kind of stuff. Having that set up in your home, whether I don't really know what that looks like, but
like
charging
that,
stations
basically.
and stuff. Having that available to you as that becomes more and more popular, you see a lot more Teslas even in our little town running around. So
dorks.
I think we'll definitely see a rise in that kind of thing, whether it's a new or remodeled home, I should say.
I've been on the fence about getting a generator, and I know that when I really want to buy one, they'll be through the roof and you won't be able to find them anywhere.
They are right now already.
Yeah,
that's the Tesla ones.
Just like the little portable $500
it's awesome. It goes,
jobs.
Oh, not that. It goes like like the little light goes up and down. It doesn't make that cool noise, but
Bill's geeking out right now.
But yeah, I mean,
I wonder how many houses have those now.
Right.
Like I wonder what statistically how many. Yeah. And it's only going to keep going up. I mean, is that something worth putting in your home? It's a selling feature.
Yeah, if I'm buying a house and it already has it in there, to me that's a bonus. But if you're not driving a Tesla, you probably don't care. Get that thing
it's probably
out
still at the point where that's not going to be a huge seller, but I think there's a good possibility that it'll get there eventually.
Garages, I think, are going to become highly sought out again, because for a while there, I don't think people cared, but now, like, you almost have to have a garage to have an e-car.
It seems like everybody wants a garage. I don't know.
We live in Ohio.
Yeah, you almost have to.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know if it's more whether they want the garage for storage or for their actual vehicles, but I feel like
mine's more for storage.
Yeah.
We don't park in the garage.
Put stuff in there. So renewable, burning wood, is that considered green or not, or is that not green?
I don't think that's
considered
very green.
I'm not burning propane, so right.
It's a.
You still had to cut down the trees.
I did
murder trees.
The trees died on their own.
Okay, yes.
Plus, then you had gas.
It was
in the
a windstorm.
chainsaw, gas in the tractor.
Nope, windstorm.
Yeah, he picked up.
It fell, and when it fell, it just shattered.
Hand,
It was shattered, and then he just picked up the perfect square pieces.
Okay, well, I like to think I'm doing my part, but apparently not.
And then could be doing worse.
Yeah, it's like
finally just resilient homes, which kind of relates to the renewable and energy efficient. And that's, just preparing your house for where you live within your region. So if it's flood prone, doing things to prevent, floods. If it's hurricane, doing things like hurricane shutters and things like out west. If you've got fire issues, doing things that, will slow down the burn in and around your home. So
we talked about that in California. The people that couldn't get renewed insurance because they had like the wood shingle roof,
Right.
and
Right.
apparently obviously is a fire hazard
Right.
if flames are floating around there. So
But as if things weren't
I wanna
already
ask-
bad,
Right.
they now need.
I want to ask Mike Holman about the laundry chutes because I was showing a house that had double laundry chutes, which my house has laundry chutes.
So does ours has a
Like, do they
double.
need to be enclosed? Like, they
I
said
don't
it's
know.
basically a chimney, so
yeah,
like if
because
the
the fire
fire
just comes
starts, it
ripping right up
just.
through there. I don't know.
I mean, but it's like
a lot of homes have
enclosed.
those. Yeah.
I don't know. I love a good laundry chute.
Same.
Yeah, you should throw all my toys down there. Yeah, that'd be. You see this too, like when we go on vacation, see homes on the ocean or whatever built. They're resilient. They're obviously built to that fact. Even up by the lake, a couple
the
homes I saw, they do
pylons?
that. Yeah, they put all kind of like the break walls up, and then the window, like the roll down shutters, like you'd almost see at a
Yeah.
convenience store over the
Yeah.
windows and stuff. I've seen that, so that's cool. All right. Well, we don't need any resilient around here, do we?
I would say probably wind or tornado would be the most
Right.
common because we
Yeah.
get those little like straight line winds, which are
Sure.
worse than tornadoes sometimes because it's just a
Yes.
wind gust that rips
We just had
shingles
that this
off
last
and
summer.
knocks
like
trees
late-
down.
Yep.
Something like that. Yeah.
Usually, the only
Fun.
thing we get is a trampolines.
Yep.
Getting our butts kicked. So, all right, we good there?
I think so.
Cool. Juby, median home prices.
Yeah, mine won't really take a whole long time here. I just was online looking obviously for a topic the other day and came across this. So this is a cool little thing from the National Association of Realtors that they put out with county median home prices. So you can actually look. It breaks down like the median home price there. You can see like
Is it like an
26, and then you can click on the particular county. You can actually zoom in too on that graph,
Okay. It'll probably go crazy
There you go.
here. There we go. Let's get
and you
into
can
Ohio
click on
here.
like Seneca County.
That's pretty cool. Maybe.
Looks like all of Ohio is faring pretty well.
Yeah, really, for as
Compared
far
to
as
the
some pricing and
country.
stuff like that. There we go. Look at that.
So the median home price in Seneca County, $157,000. What was it? $580, I think, is what it was. And you
Q2
can,
2025, yeah.
Yep. And then if you go actually scroll, I guess, go back or get out, or just keep scrolling down. Keep going. And then you can actually, so you can put in the state, so put in
Oh,
Ohio,
nice.
and then the county.
What's this
Do
gonna
like
do for me?
do like Delaware.
I don't think you changed the county.
Oh,
or
it
the
still
state.
says New
State.
York.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a Seneca County, New York.
Apparently. There we go. Ohio. Maybe.
There you go.
Look at that. What's
So
that thing?
then it shows you the monthly mortgage payment. It goes back a year. So currently at that median home price of $157,297. Now the median payment is $922, whereas a year earlier it was $882. So from
$40 difference.
Yeah, $40 difference per year. So I just thought that was kind of cool, and you can obviously play around and go with whatever counties you want.
Oh, if I could spell, maybe it would help. Delaware. Or which county? Not Delaware County. It's what county's Columbus? My brain's not working.
Franklin.
Franklin.
Yeah,
Thank
Franklin.
you.
Ooh.
Actually, yeah, it didn't change a whole lot.
No,
I mean, the
as far as the
pricing
main-
is way
yeah, the
up
price,
then, but-
the median home price is quite a bit. Because then you can go back up, go up to the
Like the
chart
map?
again. Yeah, I want to see. Like, let's do one of the red ones.
Maybe. Let me go East Coast, West Coast. You talking?
It doesn't matter.
West Coast.
Yeah, and then you can do that, and it pulls like the median
Oh, that's
price
so
for
cool.
an area.
Let's go to Hawaii.
There you go.
Oh, that's a median home value is
Mm-hmm.
588.
But you have to remember too, Hawaii's a lot of multi-generational homes or
and it's a lot of
multi-generational.
celebrities too.
851. 913.
But it's like not uncommon for 8 to like 13 people
Los
to be
Angeles,
living
there
in
we
a
go.
house together. In Hawaii,
924.
if they're not
That's the
celebrities or-
median price. So that's a middle price is $900,000. That's wild.
Let's buy 2.
I was gonna say we haven't
His
got
and
any
hers?
that were. There's a 0.5% over a million, but I don't see any of those yet.
Oh.
Oh,
there
that's
you go.
these here, yeah. Santa Cruz,
Oh my gosh.
Orange
Oh,
County.
Orange County.
County, yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Go down and see what the mortgage payment thing is on that.
Oh, down here.
Yeah,
I don't even want to know.
California, and then Orange County.
Well, it sounds like the Oppenheim group's doing pretty well then.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh God, there was an article. He's had a couple articles. He must be making the tours on your boy Jason on podcasts and stuff like that. He's had a couple articles that come out here recently.
Their new season just
that's
came
probably
out,
that's probably what I was promoing that. So yeah, your monthly payment, and that's probably just principal and interest.
I think it is
$6,000. I mean, it only went up $100 and $200, you know.
That's
$100,
$103.
Yeah, right there.
$6,000 at a $6,000 price point.
Yeah, so percentage is nothing.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Can you imagine just your average median price is a $6,000 mortgage payment?
So, yeah.
But what if they did a 50-year mortgage? What would it be?
A lot higher than that, I would imagine. I think if you go through some of the stuff, it outlines like what their criteria was as far as coming up with those numbers and stuff. But yeah, I think down there, if you scroll back down, back up a little bit. Todd County, South Dakota, their median price is $49,000.
No one's there, probably.
I would say, would that be like mobile homes and like transient?
I don't know.
Like,
imagine what the average, if the median household price is $1 million, whatever we just said.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine what the average commission is.
Oh,
like that's
even at 1% or 0.5%.
Yeah,
it's still
South Dakota.
Yeah.
Let's see what these look like here.
Ooh, you can get some property.
Get some land.
160 acres.
160 acres, 400,000.
Oh, it's Indian reservation.
That's wild. That's the only thing for sale.
You know what? That's probably why, because there's nothing for sale. Because if it's
There's
an Indian
literally
reservation,
nothing
there's
for
no
sale.
how. Yeah, remove boundary, and then just click. Just click like right outside of it. Yeah, like right there.
There's a 235K.
Yeah, they're still not very.
5 bed,
2 acres,
2,300 square feet,
350,000.
I mean, that's kind of an expensive home for what was there.
Right.
That's
yeah,
Nebraska as well.
Okay.
You're getting out of.
I'm getting out of the area.
But
there's just literally nothing for sale.
There.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you think our inventory stinks?
Look at that, 1.1 for almost 500 acres of ground.
That's insane.
That's
well, just for some context, even around here, what 100 acres would be well over $1 million bucks.
Yeah.
You know, that's crazy. $1, there you go.
That's probably an auction.
Probably. I'm sure it is.
I wonder if there's restrictions on that, being that it's near the reservation, on like who can buy that.
I don't know. That's wild, though.
Maybe
like, do you
more
have
of
to
what
be,
your use is going to be for it.
That could
they probably
be.
regulate that. They probably.
But
don't
I wonder
care
if they
who
like
buys
give
it
prompts
as
to
long
like
as
indigenous or not, like the people of the land. Like I wonder if they have like first dibs on
like
it.
first right of refusal.
Yeah.
Possibly.
That's pretty cool. So I had I don't have it to pull up here, a teacher friend that sent me something. The median price had gone up substantially, but then I, again, used ChatGPT to look at the average price. So the average price has not gone up near as much as the median price. So median being just the middle, where average is actually the average sale price. So he sent me this, shocking headline. Of course, it bleeds, it leads. Like, oh, the median price is ridiculously high, which it is, but the average price is not. So just because some people are buying higher price point stuff drives that median up.
Right.
So cool.
Yeah, so that's all I had. I just kind of came across that and figured it was a cool little tool.
Yeah, that is kind of a neat little tool there. What you can do with it, I don't know. Real quick, I'll just touch on this here real quick. Hey, our friend 6'7". Yeah. Just because it's timely, it's already by the time this even comes out, it's probably going to be dead. It's probably already heading dead here. My kids make fun of me for bringing this up here then too. I've highlighted a bunch of stuff, but basically it just said, as far as from the real estate side, us agents, us brokerages, how do you lean into stuff? What do you do with these trends? I don't know what we do. Put your thinking cap on. What do we do as a real estate agent? How do you lean into the 6'7" and get?
I'll show you 6 to 7 houses before I tell you to make a decision.
So Pizza Hut they did the 67-cent wings. So they did the 6'7", and then someone else did Vineyard Vines. I don't know what that is. They had 6'7" teas that sold out like immediately.
Wow.
There was a couple other examples. I won't bore you with all that, but I don't know. I don't know what you do with these trends and things like that, or what you do.
If you know the Vineyard Vines brand, that is kind of crazy that they because they're like
I don't know them
they're
at
like
all.
a rich preppy brand.
Well,
so
they leaned right into the whole
like
6'7" thing.
Shirts is crazy.
I think the whole thing's just wild. But it just said just to pay attention as real estate agents, as anyone in marketing or sales, pay attention to the trends. What's especially the younger kids are doing. Parents, obviously, I don't understand what it is. I joke around with my kids with it, but it doesn't matter if we know what it is. You just need to kind of, I guess, lean into it. And I have no intention of doing any marketing with anything.
Honestly,
6'7".
I get all like sucked into the whole marketing thing and being online and stuff. And I feel like just go back to making phone calls, because spending too much
6 or
time
7
online, like you're.
See, did I do it? Did I hit it? I killed it, didn't I?
You have to kind of go, But like, just keeping it simple, just going back to the old fashioned, like real estate's about relationships. So if you're online and you're not engaging, like if you put content out there and that's all you do is just drop the content and walk away, then you're not really doing yourself a service. Now, if you do 6, 7 and you have like 3 or 4 of, people comment on there and you can start and engage, then I think that's relevant. But for me personally, I'm pretty bad about.
So I'm glad you said that then too.
Because
my guy Chris Smith here, I remember him years ago talking about that, doing social media engagement, things like that, and they get comments and all kind of engagement stuff like that. People are like, "But where are the leads? What do you do
with it?
Chris, where are the leads? I have 100 comments. Where are the leads though?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "You have 100 people that reached out to you that raised their hand and said something. Doesn't mean they want to buy a house." But I mean, that could be a lead, depending upon what you're doing. If you're doing a 6, 7 thing, you're probably not getting a listing. But if you're doing something about median home prices or what's your home worth and you get 100 comments, there's some viable leads there probably. So,
and people want to be entertained.
Right.
Like they want to be, they like the more simple, obviously the 6, 7 thing, like it took off and like, try to be too specific. I think people just don't want to be, like we talked about, educated. They don't want to. Certain people do, but for the most part, I think people just want to be entertained.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, life's already crazy. You don't have to think about anything. All right, so think about the 50-year mortgage here real quick. This was not originally my topic, but I just couldn't let it go. We talked about it last week. I hated it, still hate it. But old Chris Smith likes to put things in perspective. So everyone debating the 50-year mortgage, you're like, actually, are you ever going to pay them off? I guess is the crux of the whole story here. I'll read through a lot of this briefly then. So that's what got me thinking, okay, how many people actually pay off a 30-year mortgage? They usually refi or sell well within that 30 years. So maybe the 50-year mortgage is just a vehicle you're using to purchase a home. Does it make sense? I could argue absolutely not. It doesn't change it. We looked at it last week. How much of your payments change? Hardly. It's negligible. It's very little that it actually changes. But maybe that gets the deal done. Maybe you can get it purchased then.
Or if somebody's on the fence between renting and, a 50-year mortgage to buy a home, maybe they were like, hey,
it works now.
It works if we can, just be able to afford a home rather than have to rent or something like that.
Sure, and what he touches on here then too. So are you going to pay off a 30-year mortgage? You won't. The reality, average homeowner moves every 9 to 10 years. Most refinance 2 to 3 times before that. So almost nobody pays off a mortgage with the 360 payments in that 30 years. It's a financing tool, not a 30-year commitment or a 50-year commitment. So after 10 years, he gets into like basically what you're losing out in equity then. So you've paid down so on a 30-year mortgage, you pay down $52,000 in principal, and a 50-year mortgage, you only paid down 20% in principal. So you're not paying the $482,000 more in interest in a 50-year. That's what I was getting hung up on. You're paying so much more in interest. It's insane. Like, why would you possibly do that? But you're losing $32,000 in equity. So versus buying or not buying, does it make sense to then, to Brian's point, if the circumstances make sense, can you buy the house? Then then you're building on that equity in that lifetime of equity versus a little bit of interest. So I was hating on it. I still hate it, but I guess if it makes sense, that kind of put it in perspective to me that it's just a financial tool. It's not, you're not committing yourself to a 50-year mortgage because even a lot of people who do 15-year mortgages still refi and do things. So I don't know if it's as bad as what I was originally thinking, and I don't know. Thoughts? Anybody with that? I mean, it's just I still have yet to have anybody ask for a 50-year mortgage.
Yeah.
I
think if anyone looks at the math, I don't know why you would, but
I can only think of a few sellers that I've had that would go that route only because, like we talked about, like that might be their only option to be able to buy.
Yeah, I don't know. So more to come on that here then too. There was a couple of here things then. That's a lot to cover. I'll have to save that for the next time then too. So, but interest rates still haven't come down here a whole lot then too. Actually, I think they've trended up. I think they were down to 6.2 something, so I don't know. I don't know if they're going to cut rates in December like they've been talking, or the 2 rate cuts we've had so far haven't really seemed to do anything to home, the mortgage rates anyways. So everybody again still waiting for this big drop.
Sorry, they're going to be around 6-7%.
Yeah, they are. Exactly. Hey, you nailed it. I love it. I mean, the car guys are saying the same things. Like everybody's talking about more rate drops, so everybody's just waiting. They're not buying cars. They're going to wait for these rate drops. Kind of same thing with housing. I don't know what you do to. And we've had a lot of conversation with sellers here lately then too. They're looking for that fix. They come to us. What's the answer? How do you fix it? I'm coming to you for advice, Carrie. How do I fix this deal? Buyers aren't
willing to pay it. The price is the problem. I mean, if it's been on the market and it's getting in front of as many people as possible, and it's still sitting there, and people are showing it, and it's not getting an offer, that's the price.
Right.
Hate to say it.
Yep. Yeah, I had this conversation, and too, I already told you this, Carrie, a seller over the weekend too, that, hey, I need some advice from you. What do I do? How do we get this place sold? Is my price, is it right? If we got an offer coming in, what are we going to do with that? And I said, well, there's a couple things. If you can justify the price for what the house is there, like what it costs to build or what kind of money do you put into it. But if the market isn't paying that, that means it's not worth that much money today. Doesn't mean it won't be worth that much tomorrow, 6 months from now, 2 years from now. If rates come down, buyer activity comes up, I think you'll get to your price, but what is the price today? It's what someone is willing to pay, and they're obviously not willing to pay what you're asking, unfortunately. It might be worth it. The value might be there, but you need to convince a buyer to do that with their 50-year mortgage. maybe I need to advertise that. Like, what's this look like with a 50-year mortgage? Does it look more appealing now?
$38 less.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Probably not a whole lot less. So, all right. What else we got? I guess Happy Thanksgiving. That's this week,
Happy Thanksgiving.
So here's your chance,
Cute
Sierra.
turkey.
You can do we need the turkey noise then. So
gobble.
no, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. You killed it. You nailed it then. All right. Well, let's leave it there. That's episode 62. Happy Thanksgiving. Check on back episode 63. Like, share, give us your comments, give us your topics you want to hear from us, and we will see you next time.
Next week, can we start